Yes, he did only have one eye. So he has 2 eyes.
Here we go. Welcome to Film Addicts Anonymous, presented by Starting From Scratch podcast. We're here with Jack, Josh, and Dan. That's me.
The trilogy.
The trilogy.
The unholy
trio.
trio.
Okay, if we were a trilogy, who would be the the first movie? Who would be the sequel? You know, we're talking about all think of a franchise where 3 of the movies are really good.
Okay.
And I know maybe they don't exist.
I don't know any.
Maybe they don't exist, but imagine if if Francis Ford Coppola had nailed Godfather 3.
Nailed it.
You know, and they were
Wasn't
all
it
just
so
really good.
underexposed you couldn't see anything?
Or here's
Instead the second one.
Yeah, you know, who would be the sequel? Who would be the third?
I'd be the OG.
Okay.
Everybody wants to be the OG.
I want to be the OG so you guys can play off.
All right, I'll cap it off then.
And I'll mix it up in the middle. I'll do The Last
like
Jedi.
Temple of Doom, or
Yeah.
like where it's like weirdly different,
Yeah.
and then I'll
Or
tie
Star
them all
Wars.
together and have
Where
the
you
most
get
spectacle and
shortstop.
Yeah.
yeah, Dr. Jones.
But you know what's interesting? Godfather Part 2 is better than The Godfather 1, so...
I disagree.
I haven't watched it.
That's great.
Damn. Okay, Empire Strikes Back.
Prestigious film.
Oh my
Empire
God.
Strikes
Okay.
Back.
Yeah,
I'll
so-
be the Empire Strikes Back. Okay.
That's the best one.
Let's
2 is not a bad spot at all.
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
Terminator.
That's a trilogy, I
Yeah,
guess.
boom. Terminator 3, yeah.
You count that.
I went to the theaters to see Terminator 3. As a kid, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it-
did too.
It was
Terminator
mind-blowing.
3 is actually, the action is actually great.
Yeah. That and
It's not even that bad.
Godzilla
Great.
and Jurassic Park Part 2. Those were all 3 movies. I loved all those movies.
The Lost World.
The Lost World, yeah.
Yeah, that one's, it's got good scenes, but
Yeah.
It got good scenes.
It got good
it's
scenes.
not even close to the first one.
It
Yeah,
had
I
some
still love
legs.
the first one too, but
The third one.
as a sequel too, that
hilarious.
wasn't bad.
I like that. I like them.
The
all.
third one is not as bad as people say, but it's still pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. But it
dream
goes
sequence?
to the city, right?
Yeah,
When
the
he's on the
raptor
plane
talks
and
to
he goes,
him.
Alan.
Yeah.
It's
It
hilarious.
is rough.
It's like a meme now. It's so funny.
So we were supposed to watch End of Days tonight.
We were
from
supposed to?
1998. Yes, I said it last week too.
Yeah.
Anyways, but even though it was my choice tonight, somehow
Which it is.
somehow
Which
we
you-
ended up
okay.
with Death at a Funeral, white version.
Yeah. But
We all know that the
Yup.
black version is way better.
Yeah. Okay. This is
100%.
I'm not saying like anybody is funnier than the other. I'm just saying British people are the funniest people in the world.
I kind of agree. Also, I've seen neither, so I have no dog in this race. But I want to see the first one first to
Yeah.
see what the difference is in this remake.
Yeah, we could do a 2-parter if you want, and I'll just shit on the next one.
Yeah.
But I was.
You can
reading
tell by the
there-
posters this one's going to be better.
I
Yeah.
I read.
What is it? Tyler Perry directed that one?
I forget.
Probably.
But they made this movie with $9 million, and it made like 48 at the box office.
Smash
48
hits.
million.
It's like Shaun of the Dead, but not as much money.
It killed it. It made so much money. So I mean, like, I'm looking at the cast and I see that it is pretty good.
Stacked.
You've also got the captain from, or not the captain, the pilot from Serenity and Firefly.
Nathan Fillion?
No, the pilot. not the captain.
Alan Tudyk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Steve the Pirate.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, that was my next reference. It was
Okay,
like,
good.
the guy with the gold.
That's the only way I refer to that man, Steve the Pirate.
I think I was
I don't
talking
know.
into my microphone in the backside.
Dan the hypocrite.
I didn't. I wasn't a hypocrite. I was
Ewan
just letting you know.
Bremner, though, he's like one of
It's all
my
good.
favorite actors of all time.
Who?
Ewan Bremner. You know, from
Hmm.
Train Spotting,
Oh, the Spud.
Spud.
Oh.
Fucking
And he's also
weird
in
looking
Naked,
guy,
which
yeah.
is also a really good movie that he was in.
Oh, I want to see that.
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah,
he was
he's
in that
he's
one.
great
Really
in Black
good
Hawk
in that
Down.
one.
The war movie?
Even
Yeah,
like
have you seen that?
No.
Oh, dude,
Is where they
Ewan
kill
Mc-
Bin
Ewan
Laden?
McGregor is in
no,
it too.
no, it's not Zero Dark 30.
Oh yeah, yeah. that's what I
No,
was
this
thinking
is like Afghanistan, and they're dropping.
of. I've
Like
seen
one
the
of the
poster. That's
one of the
something I've seen.
first scenes is the poster, right, where they're
The
jumping
helicopter?
out of the Black Hawk, right,
Yeah.
and most of them fall and break their legs.
Sweet.
Like all of and the ones that didn't break their legs continued on. Like it's Orlando Bloom is in it.
No, it's Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, no, the whole
Orlando
cast
Bloom's
is
in
stacked.
it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, maybe yeah.
Ewan
Shit.
McGregor.
Yeah,
You just
you're
said
right.
the other Ewan guy, which is funny because
Yeah.
they're both in Train Spotting.
Yeah.
2 U's.
Josh
And
Hartnett's in it.
The both of yous.
Yeah, the both of
One of the coolest
The both of
Joshes
yous.
besides Josh Brolin.
Frank and Bob are back already.
Oh man.
What are those characters' names? Frank and Sal.
So what are we gonna think about this movie? We're gonna think about
Oh,
if
also,
it's anything better than the remake, because the remake is
Dan's
better.
the only one thinking about that.
but also you got to think about who directed this movie.
I don't know who it is.
Oh yes.
Which
Directed by Frank Oz, which some of
The
you
Oz, the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, which some of you might know as the voice and puppet performer.
Who would they know him as?
I don't know.
well, I
Never
didn't know
seen
who
that
he was.
movie. You're just
Referring
like
to who are you?
Sesame Street. Come on, you're just like I've never seen Sesame Street.
I've seen Sesame Street and I've seen Star Wars, but I didn't
Suddenly
realize that.
Seymour.
I thought Yoda was
The Dark Crystal.
thought
He
Yoda was
co-directed
real,
The Dark
man.
Crystal.
Boom.
Dude, I thought
Own it on Blu-ray.
He's like Jim Henson's like best
I
friend.
thought Yoda was real.
or was.
He is. That's Frank Oz.
Yeah, it's
he
a
looks like.
puppet.
No, that's what it's him.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he's a midget.
Yeah.
The most
I don't think we can
successful-
say that anymore.
Oh, this
A
most
little
successful dwarf in the
Yeah.
entire
Dwarf.
film industry.
Dwarf.
He's got
You
a
know?
terrible skin condition.
He's better than Warwick Davis.
It's like jaundice, but
All right. We're
Frank
gonna watch this
Oz.
movie from 2007, and we will be right back.
We're going to 2007 and we're coming back.
Ready, steady. We did it. We watched it.
ale.
We got through it.
I've got my reservations, but you know what?
What?
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Peyton Manning was really good in this movie.
He was the best actor.
He
Who's
was
that?
really good.
The main guy.
Yeah, Daniel.
Oh, that's not Peyton. Oh, okay. Oh, so funny.
He did look exactly like Painted Man.
Especially
I
with
thought
the
he looked like
co-star,
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Co-star
mix between the
Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah. That guy's from Sherlock.
No, Kiefer Sutherland. Come on.
Kiefer
makes
Sutherland
sense.
doing
Hold
a
on, I'm
Tommy
gonna-
Wiseau.
Say the actual actors so they know what we're talking about. Matthew McFadden was Peyton Manning.
He had the perfect hairline.
Rupert Graves was a Kiefer Sutherland, and who'd you say? What was it
Tommy
too?
Wiseau.
Oh yeah. 'Cause of the hair.
Rupert Graves.
Oh my God, that guy you said was in Game of Thrones. Literally, his IMDb picture is him in Game of Thrones.
Well,
dude, he
obviously,
was in
it's
Game of Thrones.
his biggest gig.
Peter Vaughn.
But so was
Uncle
Peter
Alf.
Dinklage. 2 Game of Thrones alumni in there.
Ooh, true.
2 of
Very
them.
True. Very true. Alan Tudyk, Steve the Pirate. Lots of stars in this. Good comedic actors.
And yeah, he must be American or Canadian or whatever.
Spud from.
Yeah, for some reason I
Train
thought
Spotting.
Paul Bettany would be in it.
He seems like he would be.
You
Who's
know?
Paul Bettany?
He's Jarvis. That's such a lame thing to know him from.
You know Knight's Tale?
Yeah.
It's like his guy. He's like a poet or whatever. He goes on the streets and he's naked. They find him naked because he loses all his clothes. To
He's
like
in one
a
of the
bet.
diehards, isn't he?
I
Yeah.
can't I can't put a face to the name.
True.
I'm
Is he
sorry.
in one of the diehards?
Maybe.
Or is that Jeremy Irons?
No, and he was also in the Da Vinci Code movies as like the albino that whipped himself. You know, he whipped himself?
Yeah,
don't
with the
think he's
cat
in
of nine tails, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's also Vision in the Marvel movies.
That's Jarvis. That's the one I was
Yeah.
talking about. Have you seen the Marvel movies? You heard of those?
I don't like Marvel.
I hate it.
Damn.
Yeah, I hate
No,
it.
I
too.
don't. It's not that I hate it. I
No, I
like the
hate it.
darker stuff.
I hate it.
Josh seems like you would hate it. I love it. I see every single one.
Like that's why I like Spawn, because it's like it's
Sorry, I like things people
Dark.
actually watch.
fucking dark. Anyways, this movie is
He
literally.
wasn't in Die Hard. I'm tripping. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. This.
I just had to correct myself. Sound an idiot. I was thinking of Jeremy Irons.
Yeah.
Old irons.
This movie took place. Well, I
At
mean,
a
there was a
funeral?
couple locations at the beginning and stuff like that, but it was all at a funeral home.
Yeah, one of those movies which I love, all in one
So
location.
it wasn't even a
Yeah.
funeral home. It was their.
Yeah, it was
Their
their
house.
home. Yeah, their
Yeah,
house.
it was their actual house.
Their
that they're trying
estate.
to move out of.
It would be called an estate. Like that's a rich house.
Yeah, they had
Oh,
a nice ass
yeah.
house, and they're like
No.
bitching about the funeral and everything.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
like they brought the
yeah.
wrong body.
that was hilarious.
Yeah, the whole movie starts off with.
But also, they
The-
wrote a check for £15,000, like it was nothing. Kind of like they're pretty well.
he
off.
also
No,
ripped
no.
it up because
Yeah.
it was too much.
I know, but they were giving it to him.
Yeah,
Like, it
because
was
they had
possible.
to. They
Yeah, it was
had to, though.
possible.
But
It
I'm just
wasn't-
saying they had money.
It wasn't like it was nothing.
Well, that's
though,
'cause
but
he
it
was
a
gonna
lot
use
more
that
than
money
I
for the
have. That's
flat.
for sure.
Yeah, about 1,500 times more than I have.
I'd have to dip into Josh's line of
Life
credit.
savings.
From building all those houses.
Oh boy,
All one of them.
all of one of them.
Yeah, Josh built a house. Anyways, this movie. So a bunch of people
What's-
show up at a funeral.
And you know what? I have to say, at the beginning, the only good part was.
What do you mean at the beginning? The only good part, like what constitutes the beginning?
Daniel
up
has
until what
such
mark?
The first half.
a
The first
stick up his ass because we didn't
45
watch
minutes.
the black version.
which was not directed by Tyler Perry.
Yeah, I don't know
We
who
didn't
would
even say
think that.
Yeah, why would anyone
Yeah.
think that?
That's a racist thing to say, Dan.
Honestly, that is so fucked up of you
Oh my god.
to even assume that.
Joshua.
Is it the Wayans? Are they in it?
Honestly, like, there's so many people in it, and
Eddie Murphy?
I don't even remember.
Chris Rock is in it.
No, I
I
know.
saw that on the poster.
No, I think that was produced by Chris
I
Rock.
saw him on the poster, so he's in it.
It was directed by Jordan Peele.
I remember it a lot more when watching this movie because it was just a remake.
They literally used the same script,
But yeah, the
same writer.
The African American version used the
Oh, nice.
British version.
I'm gonna have to cut half of this.
This cannot air.
It
What's wrong with
Chop.
the black version, man?
There's nothing wrong with the black version.
should be called the soul version.
Yeah, the chicken and grits version.
'Cause like Soul Plane, you know?
Oh my
it's like
God.
Soul Plane, but this movie.
We want to get pre-canceled
Oh my
before we even have any fans. Jokes, folks, jokes.
I don't even know if I
The
could do
Boondocks, you know? I mean, don't you like the Boondocks?
You brought it up.
So are you saying the soul version is better?
I don't know. It's a big fight now in my head. I have to say that in the first half, this movie was pretty good, but not
slow.
great. Not
Yeah.
great.
Are you gonna say the second half is better? Because I thought the second half was better.
I think the second half slapped.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, second half had me Like, I was sitting next to you, dude. Did you not see my reactions? I was like holding my head, and I'm like,
well, I didn't hear them. I was focused. I was locked in.
No, I wasn't vocalizing.
Yeah.
I was like holding my head, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is happening. I felt so uncomfortable just sitting in my own seat.
Yeah, it really puts you in the situation and like stresses you out.
Oh, it stressed me out
Perfectly.
big time.
Yeah.
Big time. But the first half was only good because we
Only
got to
good,
see a
though.
guy take
It's a little
pill
slow.
of like acid / ketamine.
Steve the Pirate, Alan
Steve
Tudyk.
Steve the Pirate.
He thinks it's Valium. They go to this. One of the relatives is trying to be a pharmacist, but really he's just a drug dealer.
Yeah, just a drug dealer that's, putting a little this and that, and
So he puts this super strong hallucinogen in a Valium bottle to like disguise it or
A
whatever.
little bit of acid, a little bit of peyote,
Yeah, it's that he said ketamine, I think.
and ketamine. Yeah,
ketamine.
yeah.
Yeah, and so they pick him up. Steve the Pirate and his wife pick him up, and he's like all stressed for the funeral. So they're like, "Oh, just take a Valium." So he's tripping balls, and he's great He
From
is
the
an amazing
very
comedic actor.
beginning. I do have to say at the beginning, like, he was being a little over the top with his face.
Yeah,
That's
he was over the
nitpicking.
top the whole time, but
I
That's
think it
nitpicky.
was a little bit better towards the end because he started
When he was
settling
naked.
in. Yeah, oh man. Like that was the plumpest man butt I have ever seen.
dude, guy's got a rumper.
I was very confused.
A badonk.
Yeah, I mean, catch me on a late Friday night.
That's like the kind of ass that you'd see on like a fucking Roman statue.
Damn,
Yeah.
he was actually
Yeah.
kind of bodied up.
Fucking David.
They showed him
just-
in the bathroom at the end. He's got abs, arms. Like,
I think he's always been like that. I
he's
think
never
he's-
been like
think-
out of shape.
Yeah, I
but
think every
Yeah.
successful actor's like that though. They like just take such good care of their bodies.
Yeah, like Jonah Hill.
exactly.
Well, I don't know. I think that's
John Goodman.
John
that-
Candy.
both those are kind of
A
low
lot of
blows
Johns.
because both of them lost the weight.
John Goodman did. Yeah.
Chris
But because,
Farley.
like he had a heart attack and died.
Yeah, Chris Farley.
But
I
he
mean,
died because of drugs.
I think more people should be.
I'm
fat. I
talking
love it.
about
it's
current
like more like
ones.
real life. But yeah, most actors they take their shirt off. They're like fucking jacked.
Yeah,
like,
like-
it's crazy.
like 10
Steve
bucks-
the Pirate's jacked.
$10 Seth Rogen takes his shirt off. He's probably jacked.
No,
No,
he's
you
not.
don't think so?
He
I
has
think
taken
so.
off his shirt in multiple comedies, and he
I don't
looks
think-
like us.
I don't think that he's big. Yeah, he's
Looks
just
like me and Dan.
Yeah, he's just lean.
Looks
Yeah,
exactly
he's
like
lean
this.
though. He was bigger, but
yeah,
now
we
he's
got
lean.
we got dad bods. Not like
Yeah, yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Mm.
By the way, did
Ah.
anyone see that? Did anyone see that post the other night?
Anything to not talk about this movie. But yeah.
Sorry.
No, all
That
good.
was just-
She's 19. He's dating a 19-year-old who
I mean, it's legal.
her high school experience was affected by COVID.
yeah,
She
that's
missed
true.
2 years of her high school from COVID.
No. Maybe 1 year.
Maybe 1 year.
Like the last year.
Year and a half.
But I mean, she's 19. That's allowed.
Yeah, but
we
it's
have
barely
these
legal.
rules.
Funny because
He's
that's
48.
bad.
But I mean, wouldn't you want to fuck Leonardo DiCaprio?
Me? No,
No,
not anymore.
I would.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I would
Yeah.
totally. If I was a 19-year-old chick, I'd be like, "Oh my
Depends
god."
what time of the night you're asking me.
He's
A couple more beers, maybe.
he's
How
really
many
rich.
Coors Light you got in your fridge?
I'm gonna be the one girl that he's gonna stick with when she turns 27.
This one's the one.
Yeah. When I turn 27, I'm still gonna be dating him.
Changing his diapers. So romantic.
But they compared it to Pedro Pascal and
Oh, Pedro Pascal, I would fuck in a second.
no, but they compared the age difference
With or without
between
his
Pedro
consent.
Pascal and
Oh,
the
and
girl
Bella
from
Ramsey? Yeah.
The Last of
Yeah.
Us.
Dude, when Titanic came out, she was -7.
Oh. -7.
Damn.
Anyways.
But I mean, when
At
you
the
make
funeral. Peter Dinklage. You got to talk about him.
Peter Dinklage, amazing, legendary. Didn't put on an accent. I feel like he was like, no, like my character doesn't have one.
well,
I respect it.
Did they
Frank
even
probably
say that
decided
he was an American or anything?
Well, him and his dad were like off on vacations or whatever. So who knows where they met? He could have just had a normal accent. You know what I'm saying?
Where he picked him up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter Dinklage is one of the best parts of this movie. As in every movie, he is.
Oh, he's just like, he's the center of attention. And at one point you have to ask yourself, and this is like directorial cinematographer kind of conversation, but how do you shoot the movie?
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. How do you shoot the movie?
with camera angles and shots?
Low
Agreed,
angles,
but
high angles,
low setup, high
wide
setup.
shots.
Yeah.
How would you, Dan, if you
you
were
put them
directing
all
this,
together.
how would you film Peter Dinklage walking into a room?
I'd obviously choose like a high angle.
Yeah.
So he looks like
bird's eye view, God's eye view,
Waist level shot is what you're saying?
Oh man.
or it should
So
be down
anyways-
facing up, so it makes him look like a giant.
Oh, giant. So I just started. I really laughed about this because this was just after when Josh was like, "This movie is great because death is funny, gay is funny,
Dwarf is funny.
dwarf is funny," and then
Drugs are funny.
as he says this, Peter Dinklage opens up a door, but the door, like we get a shot of the door before he opens it, and it's shot at like doorknob level. Like, and I feel like they purposely moved the doorknob on the door.
Oh, what?
Yes, they did. They
Are you
100%
fucking-
did.
Dan, you say this craziest shit, man.
I'm telling you, dude.
They just put the tripod lower and filmed him normally walking to a door.
No, they
Definitely.
moved it. They moved it.
Guys, fucking comment if you think they fucking moved the doorknob.
Because if you look like,
Go ahead and
it's-
look.
They did not move the doorknob.
I
Like, you
feel
know how
like
much
if we-
effort and how
I
much
should have taken
extra
a
work
picture.
that would be?
Should have taken a picture.
Take a picture.
No,
Yeah,
because they
I'll
obviously
rewind it for you.
This was obviously a set.
We watched this on DVD.
This
by the
was
way, legit.
obviously a set,
well,
though. Okay.
yeah, every
so they had to
mainstream
build the
movie is a
door.
set.
They had to build the door, and
No,
they
they didn't have to
built
build the door.
Oh, they had to build the door
from
in the
scratch.
They got it
Yes.
pre-made
They
and
get
it came
doors.
in and they
Set.
installed
Yeah,
it.
but then they can choose to have a doorknob at a
I
certain
choose
level.
to think you're a fucking idiot because no
Do you
way.
remember that door though? Like on the inside of that door, we see it multiple times from inside the room where the doorknob is way higher on the door.
Just fucking unbelievable.
It's way higher, and then
The
there's a
whole
lock
joke,
above
the whole
it,
setup I was trying to get you to say was when Peter Dinklage walks in, they just like shoot it at waist level,
Which
So
is
he comes
hilarious.
in, like perfectly in frame, and the other guy above him, you don't even see his upper body.
which is funny. But
It's
I'm
just,
also
like, cool
talking
how they
about this
framed
goddamn door.
It's nothing to do with the door handle. That's
Dude, the
hilarious.
door
It's
handle.
such an off-the-cuff shot too. Like, why would
Honestly,
they do that?
Yeah.
You could have just.
really-
It was just a good way to show him perfectly walk in and like have his reaction.
Yeah,
But-
yeah,
Like they could have done it wide to get both of their reactions, so they had to make a choice and
and they chose.
showed at dick line.
and that's a better
For
choice.
what
And guess what? That was the only time in this entire movie that they used that setup.
yeah.
But the
only time in this entire movie.
he's tied up and then he's dead and then he's in the coffin.
Spoiler.
I mean, like, you move pretty fast through
He's
that,
not
but
walking
yes.
upright, that's for sure.
That's the
So
whole
why
plot.
would you go back to the plot? I mean, why would you go back to the down below? Because he's passed out, you know.
What are you talking about?
He was on the floor for most of it.
He was on the floor for the rest of the movie. After
Oh, true.
That
So
shot.
why would you need to?
So why would you need to go down to his level? Because it goes. Because most of the shots when he's
How
down
could you stoop to his
is
level?
from the normal people's height down.
Yeah, the normal.
Yes.
Right? They're looking down on him.
Yeah.
Like that's the rest of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The normal. Oh man, that's bad.
I'm glad that you called it back.
I'm sorry, Peter. I'm
We
a
love
huge
you.
fan.
Big fan.
I am not. I do not mean.
Oh, yeah, I
Legit
don't-
am a big fan.
I don't think that he'd be offended.
He's just a good actor. In the X-Men movie he's in, like he plays
Oh God! What?
What are you
The
talking about?
X-Men movie he's in? What
Yeah,
is that? Dark Phoenix?
No, it's fucking Days of Future Past. Just shut up and let me make my point, all right? The fucking character from the comics is not a little
Is that
dwarf,
Marvel?
That is true.
and he just got the part because he's a good actor. And they don't mention it the whole movie. He's just a dwarf in the movie just because he's a good actor. It's fucking Peter Dinklage.
That is
But-
true.
Well, I didn't think that they had to like talk about
Just
his height
because
in
it's
this
Marvel doesn't mean it's bad.
in
Dick
this
face.
movie either. And at first they
The
didn't.
movie's good.
They just kept talking about this random fella that was staring at them, right?
They were very polite about it.
They were very.
It was
polite
actually
about
a
it.
joke because they were like, you
they
know
were
that guy?
ignorant, yeah.
He was like, which guy? And he's like,
Yeah, you know that
you know,
the
the
new
guy.
guy that we
Short guy.
don't recognize.
yeah.
You know that guy over there that's unrecognizable.
Yeah. He'd high five you on your knee. I just made that up.
He's really good at checking that reflex.
Fist bump, yeah. Dude, Peter Dinklage probably has such a rough life with all these jokes.
I know. I know.
He's probably been so mistreated. He's a great actor. Anyways,
I love him. I love him to death.
great in this movie. Everyone is great in this movie,
So
except for those two actors in one scene, apparently.
yeah.
so anyways, Peter Dinklage.
That was an inside joke before.
Yeah, I mean like
The
he's
Steve
okay.
the Pirate's wife.
I was just
and
really mad.
Drug.
I
Yeah, I
was
know.
just really mad.
Dad was in a bad place.
I was in a bad place because I wanted to watch the other version.
I didn't argue.
I wanted to watch the other version.
I literally though
We
like
can though. We should. And
But, like-
on an off day, we'll get together again.
yeah I don't know but like
So we will watch it.
we can watch
It would be a good comparison podcast and a little bonus.
Hey, you could get
On our
your
Patreon.
that we don't have.
Yeah.
yeah.
Once we get
I
13
don't know,
listeners,
though.
we'll get it. We're about 11 right now.
24
Woo!
subscribers on YouTube, but we do get a lot of listens still on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's listening? Who is out there?
Oh, fucking
Hello?
freaks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolute
Hello.
degenerate.
Total film nerds, man.
Yeah. And this is a very prestigious
Ferds.
Film
podcast.
addicts. Ferds.
Yes.
Yeah, those
Emphasis
ferds.
on the addicts.
Those film
Because
nerds.
if you do drugs, this podcast is much better.
I think this podcast is actually really good.
Oh, I'm not saying it's bad.
I love listening to us.
If I was on drugs though, it would be better.
I like everything, sadly. What are we talking about?
We should stop talking about black things all the time, though.
Well, you're the one that brought it up.
Again, no, the first time I didn't.
What's wrong with black things?
Yeah, you got a problem with black things?
I'm holding something big, black, and fuzzy.
Oh, you mean
in my
that
hand.
dick in your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear Lord, we're fucked.
Good. We're taking you all with us. So, what's our rating? Let's wrap this up. This is a fucking off the rails.
Before we
don't
wrap it
think
up, I'm
this
sorry.
works.
We have to talk about Peter Dinklage.
Yeah. Okay.
He got fucking dosed with 5 of the one pill
Yeah,
that
That's Steve the Pirate.
Steve the
was
Pirate
tripping on.
tripping on. So we knew that he was in trouble. He starts tripping out and like kind of escaping and jumping on the couch to get I don't know.
While he's escaping, he just starts jumping on the couch because it's fun.
Because he's having a great time, and then he falls off and hits his head off of a coffee table. Jinx. Coffee table.
Or is
Give
it
me a
a
blowjob.
tea table?
It definitely wasn't a tea table because tea tables are round.
True.
Yeah, you fucking
true.
moron.
Yeah, come on.
Whatever.
And there's small and they kind of
Wait,
are
let's
at
not
like
get
waist
distracted.
height. They're at waist height.
Keep on topic.
And then there's an old guy and he's shitting himself in the bathroom
We
and
don't
the guy
gotta go
gets
through the
poop
plot.
on it and then
We're just
Peter
ruining it for
Peter
people who haven't
James.
seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Now let's just. By the way, Bruce Willis is actually dead.
Ah!
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage
Casey wanted
ends
to
up in the
actually watch it.
coffin because they think he's dead.
They
And
put him in a 69 position.
it was fantastic.
He's
And
like,
then-
we can't bury him like that. He's like, well, actually, it might be what you wanted. Because
Oh,
they're
it's
gay lovers.
Definitely what he wanted. Because at the final part of the funeral, when they're finally doing the eulogy, Peter Dinklage pops out
It's
And-
hilarious.
and everything just is unleashed.
Erupts into chaos.
The
That
stone-
scene was great.
The guy
Yeah.
on acid or whatever.
Him
is
popping
like-
out of the coffin is one of the funniest.
is
It was
correct.
fantastic. It was actually really good.
And when the guy's trying to do the eulogy, and then you just hear knock, knock, knock.
And
In
you
the
and you hear
coffin.
and you hear Steve the pirate
That
going,
scene-
I knew it.
Yeah,
It was fucking moving the entire time.
There was just a bunch of setup payoffs in,
Oh,
in that one
fantastic,
scene,
yeah.
and it was just a like one after the other, just a comedic masterpiece.
That's what I gotta say.
Comedy, baby.
It
It's
was
the best
The second best.
when you work. When it works.
Oh,
it
maybe-
was
maybe not
really
even
good,
second.
but I still like the remake better. Yeah, it was
Well,
really
that's
good.
just like your opinion,
Man.
man.
Yeah, let's take it to IMDb, huh?
Does it have a bigger
Where
score?
are you going to ratings? Are we going to compare the box
It-
office numbers?
It made more in the Baka's
come on.
office.
No,
Box
you cannot
office.
determine the success, the betterment of a movie based on its box office
Is
numbers.
that Confucius?
Like Avatar 2 is making a killing right now.
Yeah, over
But
2 billion.
I'm not gonna fucking see that shit.
Fuck you. It's cool.
No, I'm not
it's
ever
it's
gonna see
fuck
it.
you. It's
Okay, so
meh.
7.3 out of 10.
The story's dog shit, but it looks pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
7.3 out of 10 for the original. And
Oh, dude, no, you're gonna get blown away. It's gonna be like 4 point something.
And
What is it, Dan? Okay, what is it, Dan? 4 point something.
5.7.
That's pretty
Boom.
high. That's pretty high. For
But
that.
I mean, that's a full 1 point higher. This one
Of
is
fucking
than
course
the
it is.
remake.
It's a shit remake.
It made more.
So what?
Yeah, see, Peter
wouldn't
Dinklage
have
is
made-
also in the
You know what? It wouldn't have made.
He's also in the
shit.
remake, Peter Dinklage.
But it
Thank
wouldn't have
you.
made shit unless the original movie existed, because it couldn't
Oh,
have
yeah, Luke
remade a
Wilson.
movie that didn't exist.
It was
Luke
the template.
Wilson was the douchebag. Ewan Brenner from this one.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so we got to do starting from scratch in the rating.
Okay. Well, since it's my week,
Yes.
I'm gonna go first.
And
even
we did exactly what you
though-
wanted. You're welcome.
Yeah.
On your week.
We did exactly what I wanted.
You said death
and
at a funeral.
We
and-
watched a movie called Death at a Funeral.
And the better version, apparently, if you were comparing
According
IMDb
to-
scores.
The world.
Actually, we were supposed to watch a movie called End of Days.
I would have watched that. I would have watched
Maybe we
that.
can do that next
I
week.
had no input.
Josh didn't want to do it, so I was like, okay. Josh.
Gosh, you made the right call.
But yeah, I think we made the right call.
I think so too. That's fine. I kind of move with it, and starting from scratch, I'd rehearse the first couple scenes with the brother and sister with Steve the Pirate, it was just, it didn't feel good to me. It felt very forced, and like it wasn't a theatrical play like this was. Like it didn't fit. It didn't fit into the story. I think you have to have it for the story. I just don't think that it helped me get to know the brother any better. We just got to see Steve the Pirate get.
That's a very
stoned.
abstract way of saying that you hated it.
Yeah. So I'll give it. I'll give it
a mood thing, I think.
I'll give it a 5.7
Wow.
out of 10.
I
Just
see
kidding.
what you
Just
did
kidding.
there.
Just
I
kidding.
see
I
what
can't
you-
do it. I can't do that. Because of the
You
second
said the
half.
first half was good and the second half slapped.
Yeah, so the second half really made it better for me. I'm going to say, I'm going to give it a 7.3, and I'm going to agree with
score.
IMDb
Nice.
because it makes sense to me. Other
And that's
than
a
the
solid
rating for
grade.
the remake, that doesn't make sense to me. It's a hoax. It's not
It's a scam,
real.
It's fake news.
It is fake news.
Yeah.
5.7 is way better than a 7.3. We've been looking at it upside down. It's not 666, it's 999.
It's 7.5.
7.
So really, yours is 5.6.
Jeez.
So if I'd start from scratch, I'd probably get to the good bits earlier, and like the first half was pretty slow and a little boring to me. I'd have a little funnier interactions in the beginning. There was, it's a funeral. I get it. It was all very naturalistic. I would have maybe cartooned it up a little bit. It's a comedy, you know. And another big thing was the eulogy at the end. Like the big crux of the movie is like everyone's disappointed that this one brother is doing the eulogy instead of the other. So all this crazy shit happens, and then the brother who everyone thought was gonna suck speaks from the heart. It gives a eulogy, and it's supposed to be amazing, and it wasn't that good. I would rewrite that eulogy. It was pretty basic.
It was
Our father was a kind man, and everyone should be kind like him.
He's
It was
not
just like greeting card
He
shit.
wasn't perfect though,
Yeah.
but he was a good man, and he loved every one of us. Is literal quote.
Loved every one
That
of
is a
us.
quote.
That
And
is a
that's
quote
pretty
from
weak.
it. Well, then
I'm just
Well,
saying
then I
how
gotta go-
would start from scratch. I would make that. I would punch it up a little bit, and my rating is a 7.7.
Whoa, that's a godly number. A
pretty high.
godly number.
Might be. You know what? I changed it. 7.4.
An ungodly number.
No, that's good. I'll one up you from your fucking IMDb bullshit. I'll give it a 7.
So first of all, have you guys
Worth watching.
seen how terrible the Stepford Wives remake was?
no.
no,
Do you realize that was Frank Oz's movie before this?
no.
The biggest box office failure of like probably up until that time.
This is comeback of the century.
So I'd have to say this is a huge improvement from his last work. Like I have to say, Frank Oz, like you stepped up your game. To
Stepford did it up.
Yeah, he Stepforded it up. You know, and that's I don't know, I can't help but think about like a director's whole filmography together.
Right.
You know, and I don't know, that's to me that makes it higher because he was able to get back to his like glory days of when he was really good, you know, as Yoda,
He swung back.
as Miss Piggy, as like Grover, you know, or like, you know.
His laugh was actually Kermit the
So
Frog.
distinct. No, but he
wasn't
didn't
Kermit.
he did Miss Piggy. That
Jim
was
Henson.
Jim
What are you
Henson.
talking about? Like the laugh though.
His laugh was Yoda.
I bet he could have done it. He probably could have done a mean Kermit the
No.
Frog impression, but he
Bullshit,
never
yeah.
played Kermit the
he
Frog.
he didn't take the didn't take the glory. He
Josh
he gave
starting
it
from
to Joe
scratch.
Hansen.
But if I was to start from scratch, I would take all the comedy away, and I'd make it a super serious drama by Lars von Trier.
Way more.
Actually,
And
When
I
the
would just
guy hits
suck
his-
out all the fun.
When he
And
hits his
just
head on
make
the
it-
table,
yeah.
blood.
Yeah, I'd make it so dead serious that you would be like, it's like the midget's like this old guy who molested him.
Yeah.
When his dad was young.
Against his will.
Jesus.
And when they tied
You
him up, he's
know?
like, "Well, I'm used to this."
And then
they pull a deliverance on the dwarf. They just all
He cleaned it up.
take turns just
and the guy that's tripping
fucking
is Willem Dafoe, right?
It's not me saying that. I was saying what Josh was doing, pounding him. His hand motion. They can't see that, Josh.
But yeah, I don't know. But if I
Sorry,
was
what?
to rate it, sorry, go ahead, Dan.
I was just saying that like it also stars Willem Dafoe then, right? As the naked guy that's tripping balls.
yeah,
That
from
would
the
be cool.
Northman.
I'd be
and
down for that.
and he's like fucking hung like a rhinoceros or some shit
Which
because
he is.
Lars von Trier had to do the body double because his penis was
Too big?
uncomfortably large.
Is that true?
Yes,
Oh my god.
that's true. So
Also, I'm
He had
pretty
to
sure
have
Willem
the
Dafoe
Green
didn't
Goblin,
want to
bro.
show his junk. I'm pretty sure Willem Dafoe
No.
did not want to show his
of
junk.
course he does.
Defoe
No.
doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't want to show
He
his junk.
was showing his junk and had to get replaced.
They were not going to show
agree with Dan here.
unsimulated, but they weren't going to show unsimulated sex with the actual actors.
Why not?
Why
Mainstream
not? Yeah.
Hollywood actors.
I
Unsimulated penetration.
Shia LaBeouf
it's
did in
Lars
that
von
movie,
Trier.
apparently.
Yeah.
It's Lars von Trier, man.
But if I was to rate
Willem
it,
Dafoe. Hold on, one
He
more
can
thing.
he can literally ask them before they even go into it, and if they sign their contracts, then go ahead.
This is very important. What I have to say.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe would say, "Are you ready to be goblin this dick?"
that was very important.
So when he's on top of the roof in this movie at the end, he's like,
He's the Green Goblin.
"We're pregnant," and he's floating, and his massive schlong is just flying around too.
They don't show his dick. Oh yeah, they should. Yeah.
I know
They
that's
should,
I know that's
'cause
your
it's
fantasy,
uncomfortably
Dan,
large.
but it didn't happen
Yeah.
that way.
Too bad.
Okay. Sorry, Josh. What's the rating here?
I would rate
Here we go.
this movie
Fuck's sakes.
an 8
Rookie number.
because
Where's
it's
the
just
decimals?
it's just like I don't know if you guys made this movie, I would be super proud and I would be like, I know the guy that did Death at a Funeral. Like I know the guy, Jack, my boy, did Death at a Funeral.
Type of movie I
Yeah,
like,
it's
but better, way
successful.
better.
It's successful. Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know.
It stresses you out.
It's
like,
not
it
my
makes you
favorite, not my favorite genre, not my favorite
Legitimately
movie, not my
feel in parts.
like whatever 2007, not even in my top 100 movies probably of 2007. Cuz
Oh,
2007 was really good year for movies.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's still maybe not top. It would
2009 's
make
a
top
really good one,
100,
too.
but it wouldn't make top like 25 probably. 2007.
It's
When
just
did-
a solid.
It's just a solidly directed, acted, made film that's like a nice, good chuckle. to
And a
have.
good one in the genre of takes place in like one location, which is
Yeah,
one of my favorite
yeah.
genres.
Yeah, it's a good chuckle movie.
Yeah,
but
they made
but
it
it's
seem
not
it
like
was
a
one
movie that I'm
location.
Just well done.
revisiting.
Yeah.
And
Seen
it's
it
not
once,
a
you've
movie
seen it.
that I'm watching over and over.
No.
You know, it'd be a movie that I just watch. Haha.
Just a good, solid watch,
you know, yeah.
Like the whole 9 yards.
which I also really want to see.
I think we're gonna watch
You've
it.
never
sometime
seen
soon.
it?
A what?
We're gonna have to watch it sometime soon.
Oh,
He's younger
I thought
than
you said a
us.
sitcom.
We
Sometimes,
that's
like
true. We got like 10
probably
years of
grew
sitting
up
in our
with-
rooms watching movies.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We're gonna be like, all right, so this week on fucking.
Yeah.
Also, before we totally sign off, we have to say that we had the DVD. We didn't use Tubi.
Yeah.
There was
legit
a DVD
copy.
here. Wow.
yeah.
So we tried to do
A la Josh.
authentically.
And literally, we should do more DVDs because like I've seen probably like 70% of these movies. There's still like 30% I haven't seen.
Imagine if the
And you probably
remake
bought-
was in there.
Sorry?
Imagine if the remake was in there.
Nah.
No, that would never be in my
No,
collection.
you wouldn't find that
The
Whites
only
only in this
the only
DVD
black
collection.
stuff
Jesus.
is like Menace to Society,
mailing.
Juice, Straight Outta Compton.
Dan was like, he's blackmailing him. I was like, why has it got to be black?
yeah.
White
I've
mailing.
got plenty black movies.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I got plenty black.
I do the right thing somewhere in here.
Woo!
Yeah.
Guys,
good.
we're not racist.
No, it is
kidding.
Black History Month. We should probably watch
Oh, that's true. Fuck.
we should probably watch something.
Some
Yeah, no.
Spike Lee movie.
No.
We're
no.
fucking around. You guys know that.
Let's watch the remake.
The remake by Spike Lee.
What? Guys, let's end this before it gets
Yeah.
even worse.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Bye.